Hi, folks. Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about horns. When to use your horn, when not to use your horn. And I'm also going to give you 3 examples, real-life examples, of when using your horn does not work, or you'll see. I'm going to give you 3 real-life examples. All right. So when to use your horn. Now, it's okay to use your horn at a stoplight if the person in front of you has fell asleep, has drank too much, or maybe they're surfing Facebook. Go ahead and give them a honk. Inch them forward, Same thing at a stop sign. They might have fell asleep. They might have started looking at their phone. And if they're not moving, it's okay. Go ahead and use your horn. That's okay. Now, it's also okay to use your horn if you find a lollygagging pedestrian, if they're crossing the street and they're lollygagging around and they're yelling to their friends and they're not really moving. Go ahead and give them a honk. I mean, they can't spend all day crossing the street because, after all, the street is for vehicles. Pedestrians have the right of way, but yet the street is for vehicles. We have sidewalks and all that stuff for pedestrians. So go ahead and do that. It's also okay to use your horn for safety. Now, this is obvious. It comes in really handy using it for safety. If you're in your car and someone's approaching your vehicle late at night or something like that, go ahead, and if you need to attract attention, go ahead and lay on that horn as much as you want. Honk your horn as much as you want to create the attention. Someone's going to look. If your safety is jeopardized, it's okay to use your horn, all right? Especially for women, and especially late at night, it's okay to use your horn for safety, all right? All right. It's also okay to use your horn in support of protesters or striking union members, if you want to support them, because, hey, we're all for unions. We're all for the workers' rights. So if you want to honk and support them as you're driving by, go ahead. Sure. No problem. If there's protesters protesting something you agree on, nobody else has to agree. But if there's a group of protesters and they're protesting and they hold up a sign saying honk, go ahead and honk. I've seen it done, and I've done it myself. If I feel the cause is righteous, I will do it myself. So it's okay to use your horn for things like that, all right? All right. Now, another time it's okay to use your horn. I'm picking up a coworker or a friend, as long as it's between the hours of 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Picking up a worker, honk, honk. Picking up your friend, go ahead and give them a honk. It's during the day. Nobody's going to care. That's okay. But do not honk picking up your coworker. If you're working the midnight shift and it's midnight and you're picking them up and you're honking, don't go honking. Have respect for your neighbors and people around you. Just have some respect. Don't honk, okay? And same thing early in the morning, 6 in the morning. A lot of people are picking people up to work. It's still too early. Not everybody works day shift, especially in 2024. People are working second shift. People work the overnight shift. If you ever worked the overnight shift, I have many times, you would understand that early mornings, even though you're just getting off of work, you need to relax. And, and you're sleeping different times, so have respect for some other people. All right, that's when to use the horn. Now, when not to use the horn. Do not use the horn to avoid an accident. Now, I know you must be thinking, well, what do you mean? I'm supposed to use the horn to avoid. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? No, that's wrong. Do not use the horn to avoid an accident. And let me tell you why. Number one, you're taking one hand off the wheel. You got you already got one hand off the wheel now. And so that's already hampering you. And now for two, you're taking time off of your decision making. Instead of deciding, should I swerve? Maybe I should swerve and brake. Should I just slam into him because I'm in the right and I need a new car? It gives you time to think what to do. And if you're doing the horn, you're taking time away from that. It's not going to do anything honking either, because you honk and then the person in the wrong, by the time they figure out what's going on, you're already right there. So you can honk all you want, you're still going to crash into them. And I have 3 examples that will show you. One of the examples shows you just that, what I just talked about. So stay tuned. I'm going to get to that. So for 2, it takes time away from your decision making. All right. And 3, you're just not going to avoid it because you just don't have time. You're taking the time away. You're taking your hand off of the wheel. So use that time to hit the gas and swerve, avoid the accidents. There's been many times I could have been in an accident, and I avoided that accident by using the gas. I never use my horn. In fact, my horn doesn't even work now. I guess the fuse was broken when I bought it. I've had it for 3 years, and I've never needed to use the horn. I've never needed to use a horn. Maybe once or twice for something stupid, but you never need to use it. So don't use it to avoid an accident. Another reason not to use your horn, traffic jams. If you're in a traffic jam, don't use your horn. It's already beep, 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 beep. Everyone's already honking. We get it. We're in a traffic jam. There's no reason for you to honk as well. It just gets more annoying. It just adds to the quay of BS. It just stresses everybody out. Just get out of your car. Take a stroll up and see what's going on. Take a leisurely stroll back to your vehicle. Calmly tell other people what's going on. Turn your vehicle off. Just wait there for a couple minutes. No sense of laying on your horn in a traffic jam, all right? Don't honk at a friend when you're in traffic. You see somebody in traffic and you honk, honk. Don't honk at a friend in traffic. The city is a little bit different than the country, small towns. Because in the small towns, everybody knows each other. You see each other every day. And then I still see people honking at, hey, there he is. I still see that happen all the time. I've seen someone get pulled over. A police car made a U-turn and followed someone that honked at their friend. It is illegal. There's no reason to honk at your friend. If you're in the city, you don't see people you know. You hardly ever see them. So if you see them out in traffic, it is a nice thing to see someone when you never see anybody. I can kind of give you the go-ahead if you're in the city. Give them a quick honk and say, hey, that's kind of cool. But in a small town, when you know everybody and you see them all the time, there's no reason to honk. So please do not do that, all right? And do not honk when you're picking up a friend, like I mentioned, after 10 p.m., between the hours of 10 p.m. and 10 a.m. Do not honk while you're picking up a friend. People are sleeping. Have some respect. Text them. Say, I'm here. That works better. All right. Now, I'm going to give you 3 examples of real life examples. All right. First example is the parking lots. All right. I think our last show was about parking lots. Now, let me show you what I've seen. All right. I've seen this. I was in the car in the parking lot over here. I just got back from the store, just got in my car, and I happened to see over here, this guy started backing up. Just as this guy was coming in looking for a spot, this guy stops. This guy continues slowly backing up. So what did this guy do? He honked. This guy kept backing up. Watched it happen. Backed right into him after 2 honks. They either didn't see, didn't hear, didn't care. So honking isn't going to do anything. Just like I said, he still backed right into him. In fact, I've seen this exact example happen 3 times in my life. I've seen it happen 3 times where they honk and back right into him. So what you need to do instead, if you're this guy, and this guy's backing up, and it looks sketchy, instead of honking, either hit the gas and swerve around him before he backs up. Back up if you have room. Back up. That way you're out of his way. Or even, you can even pull up this way so he kind of sees you and stops. Anything but sit there and wait for him to hit you. I don't want to see that again. I've seen it too many times. I mean, that's just no brains. I mean, we're better than that. So that's my first example. Now, for the second example, this happened to me about 15 years ago, and my heart still races sometimes when I think about it. And I'll show you what happened. Here is the 2-lane. It's a downtown, so it's a 2-lane. This is a bridge. It's a 30 miles an hour. This is a sharp turn. There's a city street, little downtown street. This is a river. It's the Rock River. And here's your embankment. And if you notice, if you could see, it's got a couple of river rats running down into the river. They're pretty big. I've seen them. I've seen them run down into the river. So, this right here is a semi truck. He's in the left lane. I'm in the right lane. We're going down. No big deal. Right around here, I see his right turn signal come on. He's in the left lane. I see his right turn signal come on, and I thought, okay, he just wants to get over, I guess, you know. So we're still going. We're going. I'm in the right lane. And then, just like that, I see him start making the turn. He wants to turn onto the street. I guess he wants to turn on from the left lane because this is a tight turn, but if you're a good enough driver, stick around, I'll show you. He could have made it from the right lane. Even if it's tight, he did not have to. I believe it's illegal to turn from the left lane. Make a right turn from the left lane. That's a little. So anyways, he makes the turn. Now, what most people will do, and what I could have done, is immediately started hitting the brakes, maybe even honk the horn, which wouldn't have done anything. I could have started hitting the brakes, honk the horn, and then 100% I would have slammed right into his passenger door. Now I'm on the side of the road for 2 hours. Got to fill out reports. So what did I do? Because obviously I didn't do that. So he's turning. He starts making his turn, and I'm like, oh boy, he's turning. So I hit the gas. I punch it. Just made it in front of him as he turned. Just made it. And by the time I got halfway down the bridge, wasn't even past the bridge yet, my heart started just racing. You know how that, wow, because I just avoided, it started really, I had the chills, and I was like, wow, that was close. Because what could have happened very easily, what would have happened if I didn't make this, I could have skimmed, flew right into the river. I don't even know if my window was down. I would have had to act fast. I would have been in the river. I believe it was getting dark. I could have died. And I mean, that was a big one. So be careful. And honking wouldn't have done anything, so keep that in mind as well. Now, I believe I had one more example. Yes, okay, one more example. Now, this happened Thanksgiving. I was coming home from visiting my folks. I was getting off the interstate. And there's 2 lanes, 2 turning lanes to the right to get off the interstate, off of my exit. And then up here, I needed to be in the left lane. So I was in the right lane this time because I was a little bit unfamiliar. So I turned right lane, which is, everything was correct. Now, there was someone in this lane, this left lane, with no signal. He didn't really need it, but he should have used your turn signal. That'll be another episode, turn signals. He should have used it. So I turned off the exit, and then I wanted to get over, so I put on my signal, and there was nobody in this left lane. I saw. And I started slowly getting over. Some guy in a Hummer, imagine that, comes up and he starts honking. Instead of slowing down a little bit, letting me get in, he starts honking and keeping his speed and speeding up. And I heard it, I saw it, and I moved back in the lane, let him pass, and then I got over. But see, there's the honking again. He's honking. All he had to do was let off the accelerator, and everything would have been fine. And then we have two drivers that had respect for each other, and then it gets paid forward. We had respect, then we get paid forward. Some other people give some other people respect, and then we have a lot easier time driving. See, our goal here at Holy Driver is to inform you and make driving as fun as possible again, and make driving as relaxing as possible. That's our goal here. I've been driving for 33 years, city and country, highways, vacations. I've drove about 20, 30 cars. So you're at the right place. I'm going to show you how to drive right and drive relaxed. So that wraps it up for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.